The White House lost yet another press secretary, and so we'll be talking about it on today's episode of As the White House Turns.
Made some very big mistakes.
I asked for his resignation.
I'm disappointed in the Attorney General.
Stephanie Grisham, who is a longtime employee of Melania Trump, was quickly promoted to the role of press secretary, White House press secretary. But she is probably the only White House press secretary in American history that has never held a single press conference. So that led to people like Aaron Rupar from Vox asking the question, or not asking the question, but making a very accurate statement on Twitter. Stephanie Grisham got paid by taxpayers to do softball interviews on Fox News, because that is literally all she did as the White House press secretary. She will now be replaced with Caylee McEnany, who is working on the Trump campaign. She will now be the official White House press secretary. We'll see how long she lasts. But if you've seen anything from her, she's a very well-known, rabid Trump apologist.
Yeah, Caylee McEnany is the perfect kind of, I don't care about facts at all. I have no ethics whatsoever. I will say anything on behalf of Donald Trump person. So she's perfect for a press secretary in the Trump administration. So I'm keeping it real. We'll get to more on her in a second. But on Stephanie Grisham. So when I saw that for what appears to be no apparent reason, she's all of a sudden not press secretary anymore, I was like, did we run out of people to fire this week? Because I know on Apprentice, someone has got to get fired every week, and Trump has continued that tradition at the White House. But I thought, no, he fired plenty of inspectors general this week. Now the Navy secretary stepped down. There's plenty of carnage this week on this episode of The Apprentice, Oval Office. So does Stephanie Grisham not want to lie on one particular case for Donald Trump? Maybe, but she hasn't seemed like she had any reservations before. So then I realized, Mark Meadows is coming in. He's the new chief of staff. So he's the right winger from North Carolina, who's a congressman and part of the Freedom Caucus and all that nonsense. So he wants to bring his people in. He probably wants to, have his own footprint. And these guys, they love to peacock and go around like, now it's my team, okay? And my team, Caylee McEnany, okay, good. You like to lie for a living? I'm an extreme right winger. I love that. That's perfect. Come on in. So I guess this is a Meadows move. I don't know if Grisham offended the very, very, very tiny ego or thin skin, the gigantic ego and the thin skin of Donald Trump, or if it's just Mark Meadows throwing his weight around and peeing in the corner.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like Grisham really cared for that role in the first place. She had previously worked for Melania Trump. She's going back to that role, so she'll be in the East Wing of the White House. And it's amazing to me that she does any type of PR in the first place, because she's a complete and utter disaster. She's unbelievably uncomfortable in front of the camera. I mean, even when she's doing those Fox News interviews. But let's go back to Caylee McEnany, because I want to show you the types of statements that she's made on cable news about Donald Trump in the past. Take a look.
I'm going to ask you this one more time. Caylee McEnany, do you believe this president has ever lied to the American people?
No, I don't believe the president has lied. I believe the fake news media. Do you believe the fake news media
right
has
out of
lied?
my head.
No, Trump would never lie. I mean,
Yeah, that's
who
amazing.
says that? Yeah.
Man.
So, I mean, you get a sense of who she is.
There's no winning for good, principled people at all. There's no room for them in either party, really. I mean, when you think about it, when you consider how the Democratic establishment is burying Tara Reade, sexual assault allegations against Biden, when you think about what happens on the right, I mean, the right is way more brazen and gross about it, but it's the most disheartening and demoralizing thing to witness every single day. We're in the middle of a pandemic. But at the end of the day, you have people who are willing to crush others, bury others, absolutely lie and cover up for the unconstitutional behavior of people in positions of power because they're just looking out for their own paycheck. That's all that matters. That's what our country has turned into. That's what our country's been for a long time. But I think that we've now, gotten rid of any type of like facade, and we know what's really happening. I mean, people are party loyalists. They're loyalists to people in positions of power because people in positions of power determine whether or not they have a future career. End of story. That's it.
Caylee McEnany would make a great press secretary for Kim Jong-un. No, of course he bowled a perfect 300. I don't know what you're talking about. Obviously he has no anus. These are things that his dad actually claimed and with a straight face, etc. But I mean, saying that Trump has never told a lie, that's what the press secretary for a dictator would do. Brazen, ridiculous things like that for a guy who's told 15,000 lies, some of them over the top and obvious. But I got to give Stephanie Grisham credit. She's taken the perfect time to go back to work for the First Lady. Because if you wanted to sequester yourself from Donald Trump, being next to the First Lady would be a perfect way to do it.
All right, I do want to go to one more video of McEnany because her cover-ups for Trump aren't only comical. In some cases, they're also incredibly dangerous.
I mean, isn't it just a matter of protecting us, our national security really being at stake? And he's sort of the last line of defense there, or first line, I should say.
Absolutely. This president will always put America first. He will always protect American citizens. We will not see diseases like the coronavirus come here. We will not see terrorism come here. And isn't that refreshing when contrasting it with the awful presidency of President Obama?
Caylee McEnany, thank you so much. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, at a time when tens of thousands of Americans are dying from Donald Trump's inaction and dismissal of COVID-19, yeah, he's, you have someone like her arguing that he's the kind of person who cares about national security and cares about keeping us safe. What a joke.
You heard it with your own ears. She just literally said that because of Donald Trump, coronavirus will not come here. So first question to the new press secretary should be, aren't you deeply embarrassed by an absurd thing you said that proved to be completely incorrect because of your ridiculous hero worship of Donald Trump? And do you want to apologize to the American people for misleading them that way?
No, but that kind of bootlicking gets you promoted in government right now. It just does. So it doesn't matter that she lied to the American people, which, by the way, risks people's lives. Totally downplaying a lethal virus like that has led to people literally losing their lives. But who cares? She's getting a promotion. She's going to be the White House press secretary. It's pathetic.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.